And it's another one. And it's another one for the boys. Episode 28 of the Dunk Dynasty podcast. Every day of the playoffs that there is games. The Dunk Dynasty podcast crew, the fellas are here and we are back again. Myself, Panache and Yashanu. You've got Jed, the Terminator, Mitchell here too, as well as Trey, Mitchell, Trigger Trey. We're missing Ethan. He's out of action. He is on assignment duties, man. That's what happens when you're in uni, the fun stuff. He's taking care of that. But hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll be back again tomorrow. And we're fresh off a big day of 4 games. Teams are still in. Some teams are out. But we're still here to discuss it all for you. And a quick update again, we've got our giveaway for the NBA jersey up to USD $150. So if you want to go in the draw to win that, or if you want your friends, your family, or your work colleagues to go in the draw to win that, make sure you send them over to Dunk Dynasty Podcast, Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok. Tag, like, share, do all the fun stuff, and you get yourself in the draw as well as your family. And if we get enough likes and comments, we might just give away a second one. So yeah, stay tuned with that one. And yeah, boom, keep your eyes out on who's going to win on May 6th when we do the draw. But let's kick off. Let's get into it. The first sweep finally takes place. We finally have it. The Minnesota Timberwolves sweep out the Phoenix Honey Buns. The Phoenix Suns are out. One and done. Gone. What was your thoughts today, fellas? Unreal day of games, and then it all gets topped off by Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant gone fishing. What was your thoughts on that, Trey?
Who predicted that at the start of the playoffs? I think we all predicted the other way around, didn't we? We all thought that Phoenix was gonna have this series in the bag easy, but and Edwards, man, he's a bad man. Face of the league, potentially. He showed up against his idol. Nah. T-Wolves played well and they just outplayed the Suns, I think.
Yeah, it just goes to show this is the era of depth. And you can't just load up your team full of superstars and expect to catapult yourself to the finals and to a championship. I will say, though, that being said, I don't think anyone predicted this series was going to be a sweep. I thought a lot of people would have had this game going 7 series, and probably a lot of people were split 50-50 about who they were going to choose. KD's a bad man in the playoffs. He's had a lot of success. Didn't really expect this. I'm actually a little bit shocked, and Edwards has just continued that ascent. So exciting things to come. Second round will be interesting. They have the Denver Nuggets, I believe.
Swept twice in 3 years. Kevin Durant. The guy praised, man. It's a tough exit for him. But I'm not going to put any blame on KD here. I think, let's be honest with ourselves, guys. They were up against a better team. I know everyone always wants to individualize the sport and target someone. I'm not going to do that. I think, listen, they were just up against a better team. I've got to the point in time where I'm not individualizing players and saying, oh, KD should have done more. Oh, yada, yada. No, the team was just not built the right way, and they tried to build it the wrong way. They tried to rely on a big three. What was it? J. Cole, was it the big three or whatever? What's the lyric? I'll remember it as I go through this. But, brother, you can't. This is modern day NBA, depth and defense. And the Phoenix Suns didn't have either of those two. And throughout the regular season, we saw it. But for some reason, a few of us, I think even the sports books had the Phoenix Suns favored because they obviously swept the Minnesota Timberwolves in the regular season. They put the wool over our eyes, the cover over our eyes. We thought, okay, they'll turn it on in the playoffs. The Minnesota Timberwolves showed depth, defense, good habits that you build in the regular season, carry over into the postseason. 4-0, get the brooms out, Degeneration X chop 4 times. You're gone, man.
I think you're being a little bit soft there, saying you don't want to individualize it too much. It's like not that the Timberwolves weren't the better team. The amount of talent they had on their roster, they shouldn't have got swept. You can't just say, "Oh yeah, I'm not gonna put it all in the players." But to be fair, like with that amount of talent, with like KD, a bona fide Hall of Famer, still playing really well, Devin Booker, who considers himself one of the guys, Bradley Beal, who can score at an incredible rate, and then you've got Nurkic, who's I wouldn't say he's a top player in the NBA, but he's a really solid player. You expect that at minimum they'll win at least 2 games, make it a respectable series. But they got swept. I feel like they're like Timberwolves better team, but they still have to face the music about how much of a failure this season was. And I wouldn't be surprised if Vogel's on the chopping block.
Well, they came
So-
out before the game and they said that. They said that,
Yeah,
what was it?
yeah.
There's strong beliefs that Frank Vogel, he's coaching his last game if they get swept. And lo and behold, what happens? They go out, they get swept. Although it was it was a competitive game. The first game that they didn't lose by double digits, the result was still the same, a loss. So it's going to be very hard for, I think, Matt Ishbia in game 3, at the end of game 3, when they were panned the camera to him and James Jones just looking absolutely just in their faces, so depressed. That sort of sums it up, I think, where Matt Ishbia, I don't think they'll get rid of James Jones as GM, but someone has to go. And considering it's not going to be one of the players, it's more than likely going to be the coach. But for me, I'm looking at it, I'm like, brother, what do you think getting rid of the coach is going to do? Getting rid of the coach isn't going to get rid of the $190 million you guys owe Nurkic, Beal, KD, Durant, and Grayson Allen. That's not going to do anything. So you guys can bring in freaking Phil Jackson, Mark Jackson, brother, not going to make a difference. Either way, you need to find a way to rejig this roster and get some depth, because Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, just that 3, along with Nurkic and Grayson Allen, buddy, you're not going nowhere. You're going to be getting swept in the first round every single year.
I think loading up on all the superstars isn't the way to win championships. So, like, you look at all the past championship teams, it's one superstar and just really good role players that know their role, and players that can come off the bench and impact the game straight away. That's why the T-Wolves, man, I think they're going to be scary, because you got the 6th man of the year, Naz Reid. He's incredible center off the bench. They got Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and they've got what's his name? The other fella who can shoot.
McDaniels.
He starts, doesn't he? But
Anyway, another thing that you said, like, it's not the way to win championships. Maybe the last 3 have been that one superstar plus a good supporting cast. The 10, 15 years before that, they were some deep rosters with some elite level, with multiple superstars. So I do see why
look at the
teams
game
do it.
now compared to back then, though.
And the salary
Yeah, but
cap
it's
as
a
well.
small-
Salary cap, all the
It's
penalties and everything.
yeah, it's a smaller sample size, but I also do think there is a much, like, the league's much deeper now, that, like, you can load up your roster like 3 through 9 with quite solid players, but when you risk it and you go with more superstars, you kind of sacrifice that a lot. So I do see where you're coming from, but historically, I think it probably has been more that superstar heavy one. I don't think it's the way now, but I do see why teams kind of fall into that trap. But yeah, no excuses for this team with the amount of money they invested to go get more guys to make this a championship team. It's beyond disappointing.
They got rid of all their grit and grind players, the players that do all the dirty work, and
I want
either
to
pay
take you
for it.
back to 2003 in a different sport, in football, or as the other people call it, soccer. A guy named Florentino Perez tried to build a team. Real Madrid tried to build a team around what he called the Galacticos, which was a team of Luis Figo, Ronaldo, David Beckham, and Zinedine Zidane. All 4 superstars of football. Fantastic players. The philosophy was, if we get the best players on our team, no one's going to beat us, because we will have the attack, all this, all that, yada, yada, yada. Anyway, what they did was they sacrificed defensive players. A guy called Claude Makelele, they let him go to another team because they weren't willing to pay him the big money. So what essentially was the saying was, how can you drive a Ferrari without the engine? Because they had the Ferrari, all the big 4 players, they didn't have the engine, the defense. Phoenix Suns, the exact same thing. They've got the Ferrari, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal. There's your Ferrari. Where's the engine? Defense and depth. You sacrificed buying the Ferrari with no engine because now you had no defense, you had no depth. Look at that team, bro. As soon as Grayson Allen went down, some teams, one player role player goes down, replace him with another one. They replaced him with, what's his name, Royce O'Neal. Eric Gordon was on and up. We said throughout the regular season, when's Eric Gordon going to step up? Is he going to find it? Is he not? But even after Eric Gordon, who was the next man up? Josh Okogie? Was it going to be freaking Nazir Little? Was it going to be Bol Bol? there was never certainty on who the next man up was going to be. And because you sacrificed all of that to get the Ferrari and Bradley Beal and Kevin Durant, you left yourself with no engine, defense, no depth, no championship, out in the first round. Where's this franchise going to go? No first round picks until 2031? Buddy,
Yeah.
you're GG. You're done.
Yeah.
They also gave away Jordan Goodwin and was it Yuta Watanabe at the deadline, wasn't it? And they were two pretty solid players.
They did get Royce O'Neal, though, which was a huge acquisition.
Was it?
Yeah, at the time, I think. But I think one other thing is these teams get drunk on talent. They're like, oh yeah, we're gonna be sweet. Like we may be choppy in the regular season, but as soon as the playoff comes, we'll be sweet because we have these guys, and they don't address what's wrong. I think that's part of the problem as well. Like teams like the Lakers, the Suns, they just believe they've got so much talent, and when it comes time to hit the stride, they just think it's gonna happen without actually doing the work to get there. And I think that's what's catching a lot of these teams up as well. They just think because they have better players, they're gonna be better, and they don't put in the work to get there. So yeah, and you can't just trade for a bunch of guys and expect in one season that you're gonna have this massive turnaround. I don't think it works that way. As you said, you need the engine, and I think the engine comes from having the right people and the right team for the right amount of time, and that very rarely is one season.
Not a sweep in their first season. They were three superstars. Well,
Yeah.
two superstars.
Like even when the Raptors did it, they added one piece to what was a really, really, really solid team. They had the engine, they added the superstar, and then it leveled them up. It was like, yeah, crazy.
Also got fortunate with the injuries, but hey, that's basketball.
But still, they still made it to the finals. Even like that's just levels above where they were. Like the Warriors, like, no one would have judged them if they lost to one of the greatest teams ever assembled.
But a special shout out to the Washington Wizards there, especially Washington Wizards alumni, Bradley Beal. Great game, man. 9 points, 6 turnovers, and fouled out. My boy. Shout out Washington Wizards basketball. But more to come on the Phoenix Suns. We will discuss them after as to where they're going to go from here. But let's crack into the next game. The Bucks, for the second year in a row, down 3-1 in the first round. No Giannis, no Dame. Was it going to be no problems? It was plenty of problems. They lost, what's his name? Bobby Portis, ejected in the first quarter. Bobby Portis, buddy, what are you doing? Your team needs you. There's no Giannis, there's no Dame. It's just you, Chris Middleton, Brook Lopez, Pat Bev, Malik Beasley, literally. Why are you fighting? Why? Like, brother, what are you doing? In the first quarter, I don't mind, okay, last 2 minutes, we're getting blown out. In the first quarter, bro, what are you doing, man? You know?
Bite your tongue, eh? Bite your tongue.
You just got to. You just can't. I know you okay, you know, he kind of started with you, grabbed you a little bit, but no, man, you got to understand the situation that you're in. If Giannis and Dame are there, okay, cool, Bobby, you can, okay, that's fine. There's no Giannis, there's no Dame. Chris Middleton is hobbled, brother. You're almost the second guy on that team. You can't afford to let your emotions just go over the top like that. And look what happens, man. They're down 3-1 back-to-back years, and now on the verge of another embarrassing first-round loss. You know.
The way you started that off, it sounds like you're describing the Bucks next year. No Giannis, no Dame. I think there's going to be some serious conversations in the off-season, and I think Giannis might put a bit of pressure on there because you can't waste Dennis's prime, and like there's only so many years where he can win a championship. So I think Dennis will ask out, and they'll both end up on the Knicks.
Oi, don't mind that, to be fair. Don't mind that. And you saw Stephen A. Smith was on Thanasis' podcast the other day with both Giannis and Thanasis. So you never know, bro. He's already planting the seeds, bro. He's like, hey, come to the city. The bright lights, the big city, bro. New York. But bro.
Still my favorite in-game basketball move I've ever seen is the Sham Zeus, which is the Thanasis Sham God.
Oh, shout out. Shout out my boy Thanasis, brother. I thought he was going to have a bigger contribution today. I thought he was going to get some big minutes. Guess it was...
He got on the court.
Yeah, he got some big minutes. You know, he was at the end of the game when the game was sort of washed away for them. But, man, and yeah, I have put it on them, bro. Indiana put it on them. These 3 games, bro, they've put it on them. And I think if it's not in Milwaukee in game 5, if there's no, there probably is not going to be Giannis again, probably not going to be Dame again. They could beat them in Milwaukee. Otherwise, I think they'll probably wrap it up in Indiana in game 6. Looking at that team, bro, I'm like, wow. I never thought I'd see this back-to-back first-round exits for the Milwaukee Bucks. Sad.
It's been unfortunate though. You know, Giannis. If Giannis was to play both first rounds every game, I think it'd be a different story. But
Yeah, it could
you
have
don't
been
have Giannis,
I know.
and that's life, I guess. But these injuries suck. You know, you want the best players to play at the best time of year, and just can't have it. Which is unfortunate.
Sad to see, man. But, the Milwaukee Bucks, it's just, I said this is game 1. Go watch the tapes, guys. Go watch the tapes. You can look at the offensive production. He's going off on offense. Look at defense. Brook Lopez, that's the guy, bro. That is the guy. Because every single time it's the same thing. Play drop coverage with Brook Lopez. Tyrese Halliburton comes off a screen. Brook Lopez is so far down that Tyrese Halliburton either gets a wide open 3 or he attacks him to draw the double, kicks it back to Siakam. Siakam pump fakes, drives to the basket. Or Miles Turner drives to the basket because Brook Lopez just can't guard, bro. I'm like, bro, if Giannis was playing this series defensively and offensively, they would be so much better. But with Brook Lopez, my God, he is getting cooked. And I think because they have to overcompensate, it's just slower rotations, bro. They're getting cooked. 23 threes today, and go show me one that was contested. Nada.
That's the thing, though. They're missing their best defender and their defensive coordinator, which keeps people where they need to be. And yeah, it's Indy's series to lose at this point. Like,
100%. It's also crazy. They're like, if Indy wins the next game this season, Indy would have gone 8-2 against the Bucks.
Damn, that's a double gentleman sweep. Jeez. Oh, that's a tough.
I definitely think this playoff series would have been different with Giannis.
Oh, 100%. But
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is.
But you lose to a team with. What was that? Sorry.
Rick Carlisle's also definitely underrated.
Oh yeah,
I think that's
100%.
one thing. One thing you've got to value about Rick Carlisle is he's a defensive-minded coach who's been really progressive with the offense that he's kind of put in with Halliburton, Siakam, and all those guys there. That I feel like what's one thing that's been underrated is their defense compared to a lot of these historically great offensive teams has been a lot better. That's why they are able to come out and execute. I know there's players out, but I think you still need to give them their flowers. They've been pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I just think that they're attacking a team that's got Brook Lopez on it, so it's not that hard to. Yeah, they've done this. I feel like I've watched the same game 3 times over since game 1, since game 2. I think I've watched just the same play. It feels like I've watched it over and over and over again. And yeah, the Bucks probably, if you can get Dame back for game 5 or even Giannis back for game 5, you can maybe win at home. It'll be wraps come game 6 in Indiana. But who knows, man? This is the opportunity for Doc Rivers. All the 3-1 leads that he's blown. Imagine if Doc Rivers comes back from the death and comes back from a 3-1 deficit. Wow.
Dame's gonna need surgery, isn't he? He's in a moon boot.
That's Achilles tightness, isn't it? It's not like there's no tear.
Re-aggravated Achilles injury or something.
Yeah, it was just tightness though. It's not any. There hasn't come out and said that it was torn. Same thing with Giannis. It's calf injury, but nothing's come out to say it was torn. So it's not guaranteed surgery going to be needed for either of them. But man, looking at that game there, Pacers double-digit scorers. How many? 6. So they've managed to just do it over and over again.
What about Bucks scorers? I think there's only about 6 of those.
I'm pretty sure they had like 6 players play, bro. Holy. Brook Lopez, go look at the things, man. He cooked, and then he got cooked on defense. So there you go. Double trouble. And it's more trouble.
At least he tried making up for what he allows,
Exactly. There you go. Can't stop a parked car. I think that's even a turtle could blow by him, is what they say too. But onwards and upwards for the Pacers. On we go to the next series, which was the Clippers and the Mavs. We are tied. I think how many of us predicted that one? Actually, side note, who predicted the first game, Timberwolves and Suns? I had Timberwolves to complete the sweep. What do you guys have for that?
I had
I
the
had
Suns.
Oh, so that's tough, man. And then who do you guys have for Pacers and Bucks? I had the Indiana
Pacers.
Pacers.
I can't
You
remember
did
what I said.
Bucks,
Possibly the Bucks, yeah.
Damn. Who do you have, Troy?
Pacers.
And then I had the Clippers for this game. Who do you fellas have?
Clippers.
Okay. And the Clippers do it, but they make it much difficult than they needed to, more difficult than they needed to. Up by 31 points, and we're on the verge of what? Giving up the largest comeback in playoff history from up 31 to losing. But James Harden in the fourth quarter for the Clippers, same thing as Kyrie in the fourth quarter from the Mavericks. Both, it was just the Brooklyn Nets of 21-22 came together and said, hey, we're going to show you guys in Brooklyn what you guys could have got if we're fully healthy. And they both were cooking. It was just bucket for bucket. Unreal finish. The Clippers end up coming out with the win and tie us up going back to LA. Man, oh man. The Clippers look better without Kawhi, man, I got to say. But maybe it's just because Kawhi's injured. But what was your thoughts on that game there? You know, we'll start off with you, Trey. You got the red and blue and white going, even though it's a Sixers jersey. I want you to talk about the Clippers instead, man. Show some respect.
First off, don't go reminding those Nets fans. That's tough, man. They don't deserve that. That was cruel. But yeah, that what could have been, eh? James Harden had to step up though. He played well. He's like he turned on the burners, and so did Kyrie. Kyrie was hitting some ridiculous shots, and then I thought it was going to be down to the wire, and then Paul George hit that crazy shot, and that was pretty much game. And 31 points though. You got to go back to the locker room thinking how can you give up 31 points? That's ridiculous.
It's the same thing as game one, man. Like, I remember after game one, I was like, you guys were up by 26 and you end up winning by 12. But it was sort of like, even in that situation, it was, bro, you felt more upside and optimism for the team that was down 26 than the team that was up 26. Same thing again today. The team that was up 31, they were down by 4 at one point in time. It's again the same thing. We have more optimism for the team that was down 31 than the team that was up 31, because the team that was up 31, bro, there's lapses here. Paul George, first half, he's unreal, giving us the PJ Washington, the arms folded, you know. He was this close to becoming a meme, by the way. Holy, that was going to look so bad if they lost. But they pulled it out, but barely. Barely. Why was that game competitive at the end, man?
To be fair, it was an insane game, and it's not that often that you say it's an insane game when there was a 31-point lead. I think definitely the fans won. Kyrie popped off. But yeah, it just shows how much energy it takes to come back from 31 down. And once the Clippers got moving again, there was no looking back.
Oh, yeah. They all played their hearts out. Luka after the game, he said he needs to play better, and maybe he does. Maybe just to shoot a little bit better might help the team a little bit. But
yeah, they're doing
great series. It's a great series. Probably one of the best.
This series doesn't deserve to be a first round, and the sad part about it is that one of these teams is not going to be playing in round 2.
There you go, man. That's what happens when someone wins and someone loses.
Bro, I lost my train of thought just then. I was going to say something, and I was like, I'm shooting blanks right here.
But it's a great job by the Clippers, man. I think they're doing a good job, because I think Luka always, to get himself into rhythm, sometimes wants to get into the mid-range. He wants to post up a little bit, you know, get himself some easier looks here and there. But because the Clippers, as soon as he gets into sort of mid-post actions, they're sending the double. So you're kind of forcing Luka into more of a three-point oriented game or perimeter oriented game, which he's capable of hitting those. Like he's shown, I think he was second in three-pointers made behind Steph this season. But he wants to be able to still do Luka things. Get in the post, get yourself some easy buckets, get in rhythm. And the Clippers have done a great job of not letting him do that. Even though he's still putting up points, they're making it difficult for him. So Terrence Mann and the defense as a whole doing a great job right now. They tie up the series. Can they do it 2 more times? It's now a best of 3 series, so it's going to be very fascinating. But I think Trey said it last time. Kawhi was doing more hurt to the Clippers than he was doing good. And here, I think they did a great job without him. James Harden was aggressive as a scorer, which opened up his game as a facilitator. Clippers get the W, man. I like to see it. You really do. Shout out Ethan, man.
Yeah. I feel like whenever you shoot 62% from three, you should at least blow out your opponent. Well, they were, and then went downhill. Luka definitely needs to shoot better. He's 1 for 9 from three today. If they're going to make you shoot them, you need to hit them,
Yeah.
Great defensive coverage by the boy Tilo showing up. But good stuff by the Clippers, man. We want to see a competitive series because I think the other ones are not so competitive. So it's nice to see one series get to game 5 where both teams have it's a tied series in the West. What are you gonna say, sorry?
First of all, interesting that you said a tied series after 5 games.
No, I said it's tied series going into the 5th game.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say not actually possible, but each their own. This series is what everyone thought the West playoffs was gonna be like.
Yeah, except that we just got ass whooping after ass whooping after ass whooping, and then we got this series. So shout out Kyrie and James Harden, and shout out Brooklyn. That's what you could have had. But the first game of the day that we had today, 5 a.m. It was a 5 a.m. early start. The Philadelphia 76ers and the New York Knicks. Joel Embiid and the Sixers, opportunity to tie it up before going back to New York. Couldn't do it. Jalen Brunson explodes for a Knicks record 47 points to carry the Knicks over the Philadelphia 76ers. And the Sixers on the verge of elimination. What was your thoughts on the game?
I love everything that this Knicks team stands for. I feel like it's like grit and grind. They're deep. They don't rely too much on certain superstars, even though Jalen Brunson did ball out. Josh Hart with the most interesting bad good game of all time. 17 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 blocks. Didn't make a single shot. Missed some free throws in the clutch, but still just an integral part of this team. It's a shame that this series isn't going to go 7 games because there's been some incredible games and some incredible performances in this series. But I think the Knicks really deserve to win this series, and it could have well been a sweep if Embiid got ejected that game or he didn't go for 50. I'd love to see it. Amazing finish to the game, and let's keep it going.
How does one team have 3 home games in the? How are the Knicks
Trey,
go to Philadelphia and still have a home game?
Trey, interesting you say that. One of the NBA games I watched when I was in North America, I went to watch the Wizards play the Knicks in Washington. There was, I reckon, Wizards fans were outnumbered 3-1. There was so many Knicks fans at the game that it was ridiculous. They were even chanting "Go Knicks!" Like there was like comments after the game, like Diddy Avia come out was like, "What the hell's going on here, man?"
Yeah,
the Knicks fans are passionate, and that's why I love to see it. I just love everything it stands for. Any playoff series that the Knicks are going to be in from here on out is just going to be amazing. And Brunson is their poster guy. He's that New York spirit.
Joel Embiid wasn't liking it one bit. Yeah.
I don't think anyone was liking that 4th quarter, bro. Do you guys want to grab a rebound? I felt like I watched like freaking 7 straight possessions where it was just offensive rebound. I'm just, bro, can someone box out Kelly Oubre, Kyle Lowry, Maxey? Can you guys box out Josh Hart, please?
This is the whole playoffs, though.
Bro,
this
is like, brother, like we watched, how many games have we watched where it's just come down to effort? Like, who wants it? There's no one who deserves to win. You have to earn the right to win. And we watched the Bucks versus the Pacers. Same thing in game 3 in overtime. The freaking Bucks allowed the Pacers to get how many offensive rebounds in a row, and they finally hit a shot. And then, bro, it's like same thing. It felt like I was watching the exact same game. No one boxing out, rebounds, second possessions. And there was that second position where it was like Achua gets blocked, gets the rebound, gets blocked again. The ball falls to an open offensive rebound. He dunks. I'm like, bro, someone grab the fucking rebound, please.
What about Joel Embiid passing up the wide open shot at the end of the game to drive it in and then miss the layup?
Bro, the game was done at that point, bro. They lost the game when there was 5 minutes to go.
Kyle Lowry, I will say, was very clutch at the end, making some good plays. Couldn't hit that three, but got that nice rebound, quick foul, all that kind of stuff. But just not enough. Philly bench shot 2 from 11 in this game.
Good Lord,
Still
man.
better than the Nuggets bench, but anyways.
They went into the fourth quarter. I'm pretty sure they were up going into the fourth quarter. And, bro, it was just like, someone, please box out, bro. Like, please. You know Joel Embiid is freaking amping, but you guys are not boxing out. And you give up offensive rebounds, second chance points. Bro, of course Jalen Brunson and all these guys are going to freaking cook you for that, bro. You can't give them second chance opportunities. They're too good of a team.
They need Steven Adams in there, the box out king.
Exactly. And they need a bench, bro. That's the thing. The Philadelphia 76ers are in a situation either way. Because if they sub Joel Embiid, they absolutely suck. Joel Embiid went off the court for 3 minutes, and those 3 minutes were in the first 3 minutes of the second quarter. Do you know what happened after that freaking 9-minute mark in the second quarter? Joel Embiid never went back to the bench because Nick Nurse looked and said, looking down the bench, if I put Paul Reed in there, for some reason, no one else can contribute. Our offense is terrible without Joel Embiid. So even if Joel Embiid is out there tired, I would rather Joel Embiid be tired than Paul Reed be fully healthy. Let's ride the wave. And the wave in the third quarter was going well. They were surfing the wave, looking smooth, looking like Kelly Slater. Fourth quarter, buddy, of course he's going to get tired. He's 7 foot, 285 pounds, bro. What the fuck do you expect?
I think what's name Nick Nurse caught Thibberflu. That's why he's playing Joel Embiid all those minutes.
44 minutes, bro. Bro, 7'2", 285 coming off a meniscus injury, bro. Like, what are we doing here, you know? Tobias Harris, do you want to earn your money? Tyrese Maxey, you want to earn your money? Please, do something when Embiid's off the court, bro.
It was funny you say that because it was like 27-17 after the first quarter. And then I look at my phone and it's like halfway through the fucking second quarter and the Knicks had the lead again. It was like timeout.
They take Embiid off and they're so bad. I'm like, bro, what the hell? Embiid's out here sacrificing his life, bro. Sacrificing.
They couldn't lose to a better team though. Like the Knicks, they're built for the playoffs. And it's crazy though. No Julius Randle, and kind of a lot of the
That's
issues.
why they're winning.
I was gonna say a lot of, yeah. But next year they're gonna upgrade. They're gonna go from Julius Randle to Giannis Antetokounmpo, so that'll be sweet.
Oh, bro, Julius Randle for sure is gone. He is gone. If he's not gone in the offseason, he'll be gone as soon as he starts complaining because all the New York fans. Bro, I'm pretty sure they forgot who Julius Randle is. I think they just think that Jalen Brunson's the only guy, like, star on the team. You know?
They got OG Anunoby. They don't need Julius Randle.
Bro, go out there and get Giannis. Give me 2 first-round picks. Oh, actually, no, 4 first-round picks and Julius Randle, and it's a deal, man. And we'll throw in Dame Lillard. Actually, no, we'll throw in Thanasis.
I was going to say, there is no way that would be one of the most tragic teams in the league if you've got, because Dame will want out if Giannis leaves, so you won't have Dame, but you would have like Chris Middleton, Bobby Portis, Julius Randle, Brook Lopez, and Pat Connaughton.
Oh, Lord.
That is an awful lineup.
That's a play-in team if I ever seen one.
No, that's not even a play-in team. That's a play-out.
That's like a 13 team.
That's like getting into bloody Detroit Pistons territory. That is awful.
But I'm gonna call it here, bro, because I'm brave enough to do this. I'm brave enough. I'm brave enough to call this. You heard it here. All of you heard it here.
Please don't. For the good of yourself, don't do it. Don't say it.
It's Philly in 7, baby. You heard it here first. It's Philly in 7. Yeah, you guys all heard it here first. I'm gonna post realize. I ain't embarrassed, bro. I ain't embarrassed. I'm posting this to TikTok. It's Philly in 7. And bro, if I get flamed, I don't care, bro, because I believe in Joel Embiid. I believe in my African brother. I believe. Philly in 7. You heard it here first. Philly in 7.
Okay, Pete, I just want to remind you that the only game that Philly's won so far, Embiid went for 50 points.
Bro, you think that every single game, Philadelphia has just messed it up at the end. This series should be 3-1 the other way. You know that, right? Today, they messed it up at the end. They messed it up at the end. Every single game, bro, they messed it up at the end. They're not going to do that, bro. They're not going to do that 3 more times. I'm telling you right now.
Do you remember what you said to me the other podcast? Where it's like, I should have listened to history. I should have listened to history.
History tells me. History tells me to say the team that should have won 3 games is down by flukes. It ain't going to happen anymore, bro.
You say the same about the Lakers, though.
Nah, Lakers ain't coming back, bro. Lakers are getting bollywopped tomorrow. Come on
Wait,
now.
how disappointed will you be tomorrow if the Lakers win?
Oh, I'm so disappointed. I'm so disappointed. I want
'Cause
that
then
series to end, bro. Because this is
everyone,
why I want that series to end. Because my mind already checked out after game 3. So I know that if it gets to game 7, I'll be so emotionally invested, like my heart will be on the line. That if they lose game 7, I will never like mentally recover from it ever again. Because if they get to a game 7, oh boy, I'm gonna be the most unbearable person. Because I know if they lose, I'll never get over it, bro. I might need to go to rehab. I genuinely would need to check myself in.
It'd be like those Celtics fans last year.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
yeah. Oh, don't let us get one. Oh my God. Looking back, surely he has the cringe. Like, imagine being so confident. That's what I mean. These teams get drunk on talent. They just like Jaylen Brown's there, like, yo, if we get one, it's over. Bro, you shouldn't be down 3-0.
Mm.
So
But
the
I'll back them though, because if Jason Tatum didn't sprain his ankle in the first quarter, guys, we'll never know. But we'll leave that in history. We'll leave that in the past. We won't discuss that. It's a conversation topic for another day. But shout out to the New York Knicks. They go up 3-1. Dominant lead. Same thing as the Pacers. So yeah, the East and the entire playoffs are starting to shape up a little bit, which is what you like to see. But anyway, moving on to tomorrow's games. We always do the predictions. I was 3-1 yesterday. These other guys here were 2-2 or 1-3. Sucks to suck, but I did suck the days before too when Jid was cooking and Ethan was cooking. So we're starting to balance out here a little bit. But tomorrow, first game of the day, Boston Celtics versus the Miami Heat. I am going to take the Boston Celtics again. Who you fellas got?
I got the Celtics.
Just the Celtics clean sweep, eh? There we go. I like to see it nice and quick. Anyone predicting a blowout? Let's put it out there. Anyone predicting a blowout?
I'm not going to throw numbers on it. I think, yeah.
Yeah, let's just stay with the win. Okay, play it safe.
Let's not go getting cocky.
True. I like that humble mentality over here at DDP. And then opportunity for another sweep in the West. The Thunder and the Pelicans in the Bayou, Baton Rouge. Who you got, Jed?
I'm going to go with the Thunder. This is one of those weird ones where when you're up 3-0, it's so hard to choose because the team that's got the 3-0 lead can get too cocky and then they can lose one before yeah.
Or as Jokic said, you get bored.
Yeah. I don't think they will. I think if they can get a big lead early, Pelicans are just going to pack it in. They're going to be thinking about, they're thinking about the off season in Hamilton, and they're gonna move on and think about the finer things in life. They may if they win this game, they're not going to Hamilton anymore. They're going to Huntley. So I think the Thunder should win this game, and I hope they just take care of it early and move on to the next series.
I've got the Thunder in a blowout. Pelicans, they have not come to play at all. They haven't shown us that they want to be there. Man, come out to play. CJ, learn how to shoot. Simple things.
In the words of Charles Barkley, send these boys to Galveston. They're going to Galveston. These boys are going to Galveston, Texas. It's game over.
Galveston's actually nice. Charles had to apologize today.
No, it's not a nice place. Remember, man, Tina Knowles, Beyonce Knowles' mother came out. She said she said in the statement she knows the water's dirty, but the beaches are still nice. So she did admit Tina Knowles.
Beaches is nice,
bro. So she said the beach is nice, but the water's bad, bro. Tina Knowles, shut up. But Pelicans, you guys are going to Galveston. It's going to be a tough one. I think they already quit mentally in game 3. I think the Thunder are going to come out and try and make them quit early again. Give me the Thunder. Get the brooms out. And Jed Mitchell, get your $100. Your $100 will be coming your way soon, man.
Rumor has it that the Suns are waiting there for them. So.
yeah. Bradley Beal's carrying everyone's luggage. But I reckon one thing that will motivate the team as well, Mark Diagonal getting the Coach of the Year award, I think that'll keep them on the right track.
Yeah, exactly. And plus, I think there was a sale, I think, yesterday. So lots of leashes got bought because the dogs are coming out tomorrow because we know they're going to be cringing and barking, doing all that cringe barking. But the winners get to brag, losers got to shut up. So shout out to the Thunder because I think they're going to get the brooms out tomorrow and give a spanking. I think to really, to put the foot on the neck and really make it, no doubt. Last game of the day. Could it be? Second opportunity now. Second opportunity. The Nuggets get to make it the last game of the season for the Los Angeles Lakers. Trey Mitchell, who you got? Denver or the Lakers?
Lakers. Let's fill our fans with more false hope. I like it.
This game's in Denver, isn't it? Oh no, it's in Denver.
Fans are gonna be inside Crypto.com arena or whatever the fuck you call it.
Well, it's a Denver, but
Yeah, but the fans still go to the stadiums on the away games too, don't they?
Probably not this early in the playoffs.
Well, they can't hear them. They can't hear them from Denver.
Yeah, but they put it on the jumbotron or whatever, don't they?
I'm looking forward to a D'Angelo Russell revenge game. And,
who you got, Jed?
John Porter's betting the unders on Michael Porter Jr. tomorrow, so we know he's not having a good showing. I've got the Lakers, and I reckon they're gonna be losing.
Lakers too.
They're gonna be losing most of the game, and then lead in the fourth.
We've all got the Lakers. The only reason I'm picking the Lakers is because they've said that Jamal Murray is questionable with the calf injury. So I don't know, man. Give me the Lakers purely for the lulz, bro. Let's go.
Jamal Murray questionable.
Yeah, Jamal Murray questionable with the calf injury. They don't know if he's going to play or not. I don't know if they'll
That's
take the risk, man.
If he doesn't play.
You're up 3-1. Do you take the risk to play someone up 3-1? I think the what do you call it? The urgency's not there just yet. If it was game 6, maybe, but
I think it is because you got a week off after that.
But bro, it's a calf injury, bro. Remember the last guy who had a calf injury and see what happened to him when he played in the playoff game with a bad calf injury.
Yeah, honestly.
Nah, Kevin Durant, man, torn Achilles, man, and they said that was a bad calf. Well, but that's the thing. We don't know the extent of the calf injury. They haven't really come out. They just said he's questionable, but I don't know. We'll see tomorrow morning. Pay attention. The game starts at 2 p.m. New Zealand daylight time, so pay attention right up until the end because he might play, he might not. If he doesn't, give me the Lakers. I'm gonna commit. Even if he does play, give me the Lakers for the lulz.
Is it questionable or doubtful?
Questionable.
So he probably will play then.
We shall see. So it's a clean sweep for the Lakers. Let's go. We shall see if they can not clean sweep, but let's see if they can go out there and beat the Nuggets. So to be seen.
I hope you're wrong though.
If we're right, oh buddy, tomorrow coming out here, Lakers jersey, Lakers shorts, Lakers gear. Oh, it's going to be going off.
It's our year.
It's our year, baby. It's our year. But that's the
Warriors supporters,
and not just the New Zealand Warriors. Everyone Warriors. But yeah. Anyway, that is the Dunk Dynasty podcast predictions for tomorrow's games. Review. We just done the real work. Another episode of the Dunk Dynasty podcast, episode 28. Again, we say over and over again, please head over to our social media on Facebook, Instagram, and on TikTok to get yourself, your family, your friends, your colleagues into the draw to win an NBA jersey from the official NBA store up to USD $150. We will cover shipping. And also make sure you like the podcast, you share the podcast everywhere. The army, the DDP army, Dunk Dynasty podcast army continues to grow. So we thank you for your support and thank you just for everything, guys. We really enjoy putting out the NBA content for you guys. We really like watching basketball and we really like talking about it to you guys all. So thanks again for the support. And we shall catch you on the next one, episode 29 of the Dunk Dynasty podcast tomorrow. Shout out the Lakers. Shout out all the other teams playing. Catch you on the next one. Outro music. Do your thing.
Ciao.